Hey, Leo, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Today, we're going to talk about a very special thing we did.
Yeah, so this is our second in our video series of our sort of off-the-cuff reviews of video game movies.
Yeah, Tech Yak Games movies.
Yeah, I think, is that what we decided?
I don't know. It's not
still
a good
a work
name,
in progress.
Right? If you got a name, please
For God's sakes, we're begging you.
tell us a name.
been 2
Reach out
weeks.
to- yeah, no one's told us a name yet. At least not a good one.
So let's tell the people what movie it was.
We watched Assassin's Creed. It
Assassin's
came out in
Creed.
2017, starring Michael Fassbender.
Was it 2017? I thought it was
Yeah.
2016 as well.
It was 2017 because when I was looking for a torrent, it was Assassin's Creed 2017. I ended up buying a rental on Prime
Nice.
because the torrent I downloaded was in Spanish,
Ooh,
and I wasn't doing it again. Hurt my ratio way too much.
it's not good.
No, not good. But so yeah, it was. This was an action-packed film based on the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
Loosely, I guess. I haven't played the games. I guess a little background. I never really played the Assassin's Creed games. I played maybe an hour of Brotherhood and then maybe 4 hours of Odyssey.
Okay.
I know you've played quite a bit of Assassin's Creed.
I have, yeah. I haven't played all of them. I'm not like a super fan, but I've played hundreds of hours collectively.
I heard you're a super fan.
Okay.
That's the word on the street.
Well, my first thought was I couldn't tell if the movie would make more sense or less sense if you had played the game, because the liberties they took with it were very odd and bizarre, but the story's so unintelligible and like ridiculous that I feel like you'd have to have some background in the lore for it to make any sense whatsoever. Otherwise, the whole movie is just a bunch of people talking about a bunch of stupid bullshit
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
to the point where it's like, why?
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah,
I like the movie.
really.
Like, I didn't
Interesting.
love the movie. I'm not like, oh, this is a great movie. But I watched the movie and was like, I kind of like this movie.
It was definitely better than Warcraft.
It was way I mean, granted, it could be because we watched Warcraft the week before, and this was 100% better than Warcraft.
Yeah, it was. At least it was like competently made.
Yeah, it was a nice movie. I
Yeah,
think
it was not. I thought it sucked a lot, but at least it was like competently made. You know, whereas Warcraft felt like it was not done.
I thought the historical scenes looked nice.
The historical scenes did look nice. I think you're right. I think that that was definitely the highlight. Why the hell the whole movie wasn't, or 90% of the movie wasn't that, I do not know. Why they thought we gave a shit about all these people in the future just having these stupid conversations about an apple of Eden.
That's kind of like what I wrote was dumb scenes. Why are you switching back with the Animus? Anytime they went back, it was so dumb. The action movie that was going on in the past, I really liked.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
hey, welcome to the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, I
It's the
guess,
same shit, except the games are 99% the past. But by far the weakest part is the future stuff. And even if you like the future stuff, nobody is going to tell me that they wish most of the games were the future shit. No, nobody.
Yeah.
The reason you play Assassin's Creed is for the historical stuff. If you like the futuristic stuff that's sprinkled in there, I disagree, but all the power to you. This movie it's like 70-30.
yeah, it's a lot of
And the
future
stuff in the future, stupid as hell.
It looks bad.
It looks bad. It's written very poorly. And to me, the biggest sin of the movie is that it's boring as hell. It's a fucking boring movie. By the end, I was like totally checked out. Even Warcraft is terrible and bad. I was not as bored of Warcraft as I was of Assassin's Creed. It's so like bland and just repetitive and grim. There's no humor. There's no character development really at all.
I felt I will say I was a little more drawn to this than I was Warcraft.
Yeah.
I was completely checked out on Warcraft.
I think
movie.
Warcraft, it just was more of a spectacle in terms of like, what the fuck? Whereas this was more like, oh God, they're still going. They're still talking.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of talking about nothing.
and a lot of it like the lady doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is like? I don't understand her genuine motivations. Like, did she not know she was working for the Templars? Like, she seemed to know.
She's supposed to be like a super smart.
And she seemed to know the stakes.
Yeah.
But somehow acted surprised by the stake. You know what I mean?
And then the end was her just like, oh.
And at the end, was she? So is she good now, or is she
Nobody
evil
knows.
now? Right? Like, it seems like they were setting her up to be the villain next time.
And then they forgot.
But they also like she she also let Michael Fassbender kind of win too.
Well, it's because he's so good looking.
He's so handsome in this movie. I mean, he's very handsome in this movie.
No, for sure. It's kind of funny. Like the scene, I was thinking about that scene where he walks in and he just rips off his shirt. And he's like, let's do this. I thought it's, great, whatever. It's cool. But I just thought it'd be so funny if a woman did that. It would just be like, wow, that was really stupid.
Yeah. Okay. So in the beginning, when Michael Fassbender's a little baby boy, right?
Yeah.
And his mom gets killed.
And the bird.
Right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. But his mom gets killed. And his dad
is an
Assassin's Creed dude.
That's not a spoiler. It's like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to spoil it. If you're watching this and don't want spoilers, like, you already fucked up.
Also, I don't understand the plot well enough to spoil it, even if I wanted to, so don't even worry.
But so is the premise that the assassins are active currently?
Yeah.
In modern times?
Yes.
So are the other people that are locked in the facility with him
not
actual?
Locked. They're like free to roam around as much as they want.
Are they actual modern assassins, or are they historical?
That's yet another part of
lineage assassins. Because it seems like she was collecting people with assassin blood.
Yeah, with their DNA.
But it seemed like most of the people in there were openly plotting against her.
Correct.
And openly being like, we got to stop him. And it's like, you're all prisoners. Like, how are you? Like, what? That's what what is the. He's going to have to tell them because he'll die otherwise. Like, like, I didn't understand what the conflict was. There was inside, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. It was very poorly explained. It was dumb. It was badly written. It looked okay. Like you said, I think the action scenes, like where they're running across the rooftops, that felt like, hey, Assassin's Creed, thank you.
Except when they run across the ropes.
Yeah.
That was kind of gross.
But again, the whole thing is just stupid. Like
when he fought the dude in the bathhouse thing.
Yeah.
That part was cool.
Yeah.
The when he killed the big dude.
Yeah, that was cool.
And he shot him with his lady's arm.
Yeah, there was some cool stuff for sure.
I was into that.
Yeah, I think the fight scene where they're chained up, even though it was dumb and made no sense. Again, it was still, it
was cool too. I like that too.
I think that the fight sequences were okay. The ones in the past, even the ones in the modern, were just boring, man.
Yeah, I liked it when the skinny white guy got killed.
Yeah,
for some reason, I didn't like him.
Yeah, wow.
I don't feel like I had a good reason to not like him.
Yeah,
didn't like him though.
I think, to me, the cardinal sin was by the end I was completely bored, which is weird because it's like a fast-paced action movie. It's still so boring. The other thing, the thing that pissed me off the most was, and it was so bizarre, such a bizarre choice. Every time they'd show him make an impossible jump, they'd cut out.
Yeah, every time. You never saw where his leap of faith landed.
So what the hell was that?
Yeah.
I get doing it once, but to do it 3 times
or at least show us once
insane.
At least show us once why he lives.
Yeah, and it's such a cop-out. It's like, whoa, that's impossible to survive that. And they're like, well, he survived somehow. And it's like, the writer just couldn't figure out a way? What? Mm-hmm. That was insane.
And how come he can jump off every cliff except for the cliff at the beginning and gets him caught?
That is a very good point.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And that whole scene, like where he jumps off the horses. Why did they jump off the horses? The horses turned and
horse turned and
that
was
horse
fine.
is not going to run off a cliff.
The horse is fine.
They're like, we got to get off of this thing. It's just bad. It's a bad movie. That said, it's like at least it's it's like the production values were high.
Yeah,
it was competently made. Whereas Warcraft felt like it was like unfinished.
There were parts of this movie I was like, I think I like this movie.
Yeah. There were parts where I was like, okay. And then as soon as they went back to the present, I was like, damn it. And it was it's not good. I did not think it was good at all.
I was honestly kind of into it until probably the final arc. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that was definitely boring.
When I thought it was going to pay off, and I was just like, oh, like this is all going to make sense, and the apple thing is going to like be this magical, like this kind of like Raiders of the Lost Ark moment. Kind of, nope. I was like, oh, cool. Like it's about to fucking happen. Yeah. And it was all very.
If they had leaned more into like the wackiness, I think that would have been. Also, another thing that I found tonally irritating was that the Assassin's Creed games, the modern ones in particular, and the reason why people like them now is because they're not afraid to be goofy.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was totally afraid to be goofy.
People also like them because there's pretty lesbians.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. Not a lot of that in this movie.
No, needed way more pretty lesbians.
But seriously, like a little bit of humor or like leaning into the stupidity of it a little bit, I think would have done it a huge amount of favors. But it took itself so seriously. Like it was acting like it was telling an incredibly important story, and it was not.
It's kind of what I hate about Assassin's Creed. Like, and not the new ones, but what I never really got into and why I didn't like the earlier Assassin's Creeds. It was because they all took themselves very seriously. Yeah. It was very much like this.
I mean, not really, though. Like 2 and then 4, especially 4 did not take itself seriously at all. Yeah. So you're saying the one that you played 5 minutes of took itself a little seriously?
I played like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of it.
Of Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Brotherhood does take itself a little seriously.
And it was very unfun. That's what I mean. Like, it was very unfun, and the fighting was like you're fighting for your life, and you're like, I don't even know what I'm fucking doing. Yeah, like,
I don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Who's Ezio Auditore de Firenze?
Yeah, it just never really, took with me.
I think that's why people like 4 so much, because they kind of just were like, let's just have some fun. And it still tells a cool story.
And I definitely feel like this movie took itself extremely
way too seriously. Visually, and too, it just was, so drab.
So is Fassbender a murderer?
No, he murdered a pimp, though, so it's okay. He explained that very briefly. He's
like, who is the pimp?
They don't explain that, and they don't bother. Yeah, because I had that thought too. I was like, what if the pimp was like? I mean, the implications pimps are not cool, which I'm sure most of them aren't. But
he's the only person that says he's a pimp.
No, there was remember when you see the articles when she's like, we know everything about you because we have a bunch of newspaper.
One of the articles says,
yeah, guy murders a pimp.
Guy murders pimp.
Yeah, it literally says something like that. Yeah.
I did not see it.
So that was a weird way to explain it. And I don't know if you get capital murder for, well, I guess it depends on where you are. And also what happened? So they execute him.
They're not going to execute you for murdering a pimp.
But what happened with that? They executed him, but then they faked his execution?
Yeah, they pulled the Templars are that powerful, bro.
Stupid. It's a stupid movie. The more I think about it, the dumber it seems.
I mean, it is dumb. I think that there was a certain amount, because I liked the action stuff.
Yeah. But what action stuff? The stuff in the past?
The stuff in the past.
But that was only 30%.
And I thought the girl was a good character.
I think
the past girl.
Yeah, she was fine.
I think she actually was the only levity in the movie.
Yeah.
Right? She didn't have sick jokes, but right, she kind of in her own way was sort of funny about things and sort of kind of free form about things, and I enjoyed watching her kind of fight and be kind of a badass.
Yeah.
And the dude was cool. I mean, the past dude was pretty sick, right?
Yes. I mean, we don't know anything about him.
It's weird that the rest of the assassins aren't very good at it. Like, they were getting fucked up everywhere they went.
Yeah.
Totally. Which didn't seem like what I thought they were. I thought they were all super soldiers, but
guess not.
No, just one of them. Just him and his girlfriend.
Those guys are NPCs.
Yeah, just him and his girlfriend were really good at it, which also seems strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a good movie. There were parts I did enjoy.
Yeah, I think the stuff in the past was cool. It just makes me wonder, why the hell didn't they just set the whole movie in the past? Why? It would have been so much better. And even if it was still a stupid script, at least it would have been fun to watch throughout.
And having his dad be that actor, I don't remember his name. He's a good character actor.
No, he's a great actor. That's what's so funny. We had Jeremy Irons, who clearly phoned it in. He was like, I'm English guy in this movie. He didn't give a fuck. Michael Fassbender seemed like he was pretty into it. And he produced it.
Michael Fassbender was really good in this movie.
He was, but why?
I don't think it was a good movie, but
why was he in it?
I thought he was actually his performance.
He took it very seriously.
He did a great job. I think the lady doctor
with what he had. Yeah,
I think the lady doctor did a great job. Those two were generally smoldering multiple times.
They're very good actors, both of them. They're the three of them have 3 Oscars between them, which I just don't understand why they were in this movie. I guess I get why Jeremy Irons was. They're you don't have to do anything.
Anytime they showed the Animus, it ruined everything I liked.
Yeah, because the idea is in the games you just lie down and you go into the past. It's stupid, but at least it's fine.
Yeah.
In this, it's this giant arm, and the idea is it looks dumb, but the idea is it holds you in the air, so it's basically a giant VR thing. So anytime you move, if you're running up a cliff, it'll make you feel like you're in it. Sorry, it'll make you feel like you're in it.
Really hyped up.
But what's fucking stupid is it's the same with the holodeck in Star Trek. What happens when it's up here and you need to go higher?
Turn upside down.
Right, but don't you think you'd notice? All of a sudden you'd be upside down? I know this is kind of a dumb question, but every time you see it, and you're right, every time something cool was happening in the past, they'd cut to it in
which
the
I
Animus,
hated.
which was dumb. And also, it showed you like we know he's going to survive in the past because he's here, so who cares?
Yeah, I really, because I liked the action scenes in the past. It made me so upset when they would have these cuts of like half him, half
like here's what you don't care about, and also let's rob it of any tension whatsoever because we know he's going to survive. Except when he jumps off these things, and then we don't show you how he survived, but obviously he did because we didn't bother to write it.
Having his parents who made no sense as assassins, like just two white people. Yeah, like it felt bad, like really bad. Like when his dad being this fat white guy in the facility, and being like for the creed, and you're like, nah, dude, like that. This ain't it, you know.
And also when they kept saying the Assassin's Creed, like, they don't say that in the game. It's not like
for the creed.
Yeah, they don't say we have to stop this assassin. That's what the Templars were saying. They're like, we have to stop the Assassin's Creed. That's not. That sounds so awkward and dumb.
Like it's like a supervillain,
and that's why I wonder if maybe
we must stop the League of Heroes.
Yeah, exactly, the League of Legends.
Yeah,
but that's I guess partly why I was wondering if you didn't know anything about the games, if maybe the movie would be easier to watch.
I think it was better for me because I don't know the games.
Yeah, which I don't think that's a great sign.
No, I don't either. But I will say that I didn't hate it at all.
Yeah. I did not hate it as much as Warcraft.
Yeah.
But again, at least I feel like in 10 years when I think about these two movies, I'll have more positive associations with Warcraft just because I remember more about it. Whereas Assassin's Creed was just so dull visually. The story, like Warcraft made no sense. It was a bad movie, but at least it was like colorful.
Is the guard good or bad?
What do you mean?
The main guard.
Oh, I don't know.
Because he seems like a bad guy, but he's like,
oh yeah,
assassins were outcasts.
Honestly, by that point, I was like, I don't
were, criminals, but they were good men, and you're not one of those men or something. You know what I mean?
It's like not you.
I was like, are you into this? Like, are you like a fucking fanboy? Like, what is going on? What else did I? Okay, here's my notes I took. I'll just go over these real quick, and then we'll give our rating. Cool action. Started watching in Spanish on accident. Dumb scene switching back and forth with Animus.
Like throughout.
Is Lady Doctor good or bad? What about Guard Dude? Assassin Dude, I like the black guy. He was pretty cool.
Omar?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And Ninja Girl was sick. The Asian girl assassin.
Oh, yeah.
The three of them were the last ones that were left.
Yeah, they were cool.
They were cool when they fought for the short time they fought. If the movie was more of those three in action-packed hijinks, I would have been into it too.
Or like those three in the past, that would have been even cooler.
Yeah. Fassbender was yoked.
Yeah, of course.
And it was better than I thought it would be. I expected this to be the worst.
I was expecting... I don't know what I was expecting. Because I had the same thought at first. I was like, oh, this is like a competently made movie. Like, it's well shot. Mm-hmm. It's well edited. Like, it's a real movie. Whereas Warcraft did not even feel like a real movie.
No, it didn't.
But it did the cardinal sin of just being unwatchably fucking dull.
Yeah, I think Warcraft was the worst version of Warcraft storytelling I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like I think the real sin of Warcraft was that it was worse than any other Warcraft thing.
Well, maybe not the first Warcraft. But
I
that
mean,
was like 1992.
And in a way, that wasn't pretending to be...
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
And it also didn't cost $100 million to make.
The medium for that wasn't we're telling a story. It was play this innovative gameplay that we stole from Warhammer.
Yeah.
Out of 10 tech yes, what do you give Assassin's Creed 2017?
That's a good question. I think I'd give it a pretty low score, probably like a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10
I'd say like a 40% because... A little bit because, like you said, I think it was well made from a purely like technical perspective. Some of the action scenes were pretty cool. Some of them, they were far too little. But the rest of it was so nondescript. And I think it did the ultimate thing that a bad movie can do, which is be boring. Especially for an action movie. Like, how did I even manage to be boring? I don't know.
Very harsh.
I really didn't like it. The more I think about it, the less I like it. What would you give it?
6 tech gas out of 10 tech gas.
Okay, so right on the other side of that halfway mark.
Right on the side of the halfway mark. I didn't love the movie. I didn't think it was a great movie.
Yeah.
But I was pretty passive in watching it and generally thought the action scenes were fun. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't good, but I liked the people that were in it.
Yeah, for sure. They were good. I just don't know why they were in it.
There were parts I really had fun watching compared to Warcraft where I really didn't have fun watching any of it.
Real quick, I wonder if because you were more invested in Warcraft lore and like had played a lot of Warcraft, I had played a lot more Assassin's Creed. I wonder if maybe that's why we were a little more disappointed.
Yeah, I think so. I think you come in with expectations of what it should be or what it can be.
Yeah, maybe what it can be.
It's very disappointing when you kind of get to the reality of it.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we should do this again next week.
Yeah. So next week, I got a movie on my mind.
All right, what is it? Is it a video game movie?
Oh, it's a video game movie.
Excellent. That's my only criteria.
Next week, we're going to watch Doom.
Ooh, Doom with The Rock.
Doom with The Rock and that first-person sequence everyone loves so much.
No, I'm really excited about that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
With Doom Eternal right around the corner, the timing's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, Doom is in the news. It's very relevant in today's culture.
Totally. Okay? As well as should be.
As well it should be. It's a great film. Or I don't know how good the film is.
It's probably not.
It's a great movie. It's a good game, though.
It's a great game, and we're going to find out if it's a great movie.
Although the game that came out at the time wasn't very great. But
Doom 3?
Yeah.
Doom 3 is great. It's just different.
Okay.
We'll have to have a conversation about that on the podcast.
We can talk about it. Okay, with that, we love you guys. Go to techyeahpodcast.com for all the relevant links.
And let us know if your thoughts on Assassin's Creed. Watch the last one on Warcraft. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
If you're the guy that said that you think we hate fantasy, so don't like Warcraft, thanks for reaching out.
Yeah. Also, we play Final Fantasy almost all the time. So
yeah, we're actually fantasy nerds.
Yeah,
we both love wizards.
If anything, we like fantasy too much.
Way too much.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. We love you. Go play some games and watch some
movies about games.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, guys. Bye.